With the original Apple Watch now over 2.5 years old, how does it stand in 2017? Firstly, let's look at the brief history of Apple Watches. The original watch was released in April 2015, then Apple released the Series 2 and an updated but cheaper version of the original called the Series 1 in September 2016. Next, in September 2017, Apple released the Apple Watch 3, one with LTE and one without. You can't purchase the original watch anymore, however there's still many used ones for sale on sites such as eBay. You can buy a used Apple Watch original for around £100. Then there is the Apple Watch Series 1, which is still listed for sale on Apple's website from £249. Then there finally is the Apple Watch Series 3 without LTE from £329 and with LTE from £399. So the box that the original Apple Watch came in is really nice. Pulling off the top reveals lots of slips which contain quick start guides and other useful information. In one of them it contains a spare strap, so if the one which comes fitted on the watch doesn't fit, you have another option. Then you are finally greeted with a plastic shell which contains the watch itself. Just underneath that is the plug and the wireless charger for the watch. Setup was easy with the watch app, which is available on the iPhone 5 or above. In the watch app you can access all of the settings on the watch and also install new apps and watch faces. One of my favourite things about the app is the amount of faces available for the watch. And you can even customise the faces further by being able to change the colour, design and add widgets to the watch face. One thing to note though is that you can only get the latest firmware if you have an iPhone 5S or above. I'm not massively impressed with the range of apps on the Apple Watch, but my favourites are the ones which are made by Apple. The Activity Watch app is great as you can see your movement quickly with just a glance. Using the digital crown you can access more information, and by swiping left you can see your contacts movement. When you set up the Apple Watch it automatically downloads the Activity app on your iPhone, which is different to the Health app. On the Activity app you can see your previous day's movement and even get a detailed analysis from any day. On another tab you have access to previous workouts, and on another you have achievements. These are accumulated by hitting targets which Apple sets for you. The user interface on the watch is easy to navigate, but it does take a bit of getting used to. To access the main home screen, press the digital crown once. You can then roll it to zoom in or out of apps. If you swipe left or right you can quickly change watch faces, or you can force touch to get an overview of the faces you've already downloaded. Swiping up reveals the control center, which is where you have access to the basic functions of the watch. One of the cool things on here is the torch, which just displays a white screen, or by swiping you can change the colour of it. There are a few different types of silent settings, one of which is called cinema mode. This means that you must tap the screen to display the time instead of just raising your wrist. You can make your watch mirror your phone, so if you turn your phone onto Do Not Disturb, then it automatically puts your watch into that setting. The watch is great for receiving notifications, as when you do get one, it taps you. When you raise your wrist, it displays the message. The battery life on the watch lasts a day, but that is it. It's easy to charge though, as there is a magnet on the bottom of the watch so it easily connects with the charger. When charging the watch, if you rest it sideways you access nightstand mode. This makes the watch display the time if you just gently push the watch. The watch itself has very good quality. The digital crown on the side feels sturdy, and when the watch is on your wrist it doesn't feel heavy at all. The watch I have is 42mm, but I wouldn't really recommend getting the smaller 38mm, as it would be much harder to navigate through the menus and read text. The straps that come with the watch are okay, they're just quite fiddly to put on. 2 straps come in the box, one large and one small. The strap I have on at the minute is a third-party Milanese loop, which is from eBay. There are hundreds of different third-party straps available, which generally fit the watch well. Taking off the straps is fairly easy, as you just need to get a pencil to push the tabs to release the strap. Apple's own selection of straps look good, but they start from £49. Overall, the original watch still holds up well today, even though it's over 2.5 years old. I wouldn't recommend the Series 3 unless you know you're going to be using it in water, but otherwise the Series 1 and the original Apple Watch are great. Thanks for watching this video, make sure to like and subscribe.